All right, my name is John Smith, and today I'm here with our client, Israel. He hired us on behalf of his parents who were taken advantage of for their solar panel case, and he's been gracious enough to spend a few minutes with me. So, Israel, first tell me a little bit of background about how Titan took advantage of your parents in the horrible situation they left them in.
Sure, John. So we live in Phoenix, Arizona, and my parents were living alone at the time when this happened. That happened, I believe this started back in 2021 is when they installed the panels. One day we showed up to their house and panels were on the roof, and it was a shock to everybody. I mean, they usually run things by us, and they didn't happen this time. So fast forward a year, there was a leak inside of the dining room, which is directly above the kitchen, directly above where the panels were. And so we addressed Titan, tried to call them out and get them to fix the issue. And they prolonged it. They never came out. I shouldn't say never. They took a while to come out, but they never did fix the problem. So that was a year in. 2 years later, in 2023, we stepped in and tried to help my parents out, and we started calling Titan, tried to get things moving. And we got to the point where they came out, they inspected the roof, and they said that they were going to pull the panels off, and then they were going to address the issue, the leak. And they started to do the work, so they came out, and then they sent a couple of technicians out first. And the technicians that came out actually stated that, hey, like, off the record, the panel shouldn't have been on this roof in the first place. The roof doesn't have the pitch for these panels, so you're not taking advantage of the actual the efficiency of the product, I guess. And two, like, they should have repaired the roof because that roof is in no conditions to have. It was really damaged. It wasn't ever that wasn't ever addressed. So it was a poor roof to lay the solar panels on. Anyways, I got ignored. The panels went on there anyways, and so fast forward, they came out. They removed the panels to try and fix the issue. While the panels were off, we decided to, we had agreed on, that they were going to pay a certain percent. They were basically going to cover the roof damage that we needed to address, which was actually they were going to tear off the whole south-facing roof, which is our house has a south slope and a north slope, and they were going to replace the whole south slope, which is where the panels were. And so we had agreed that they were gonna, basically pay for that portion. We were gonna redo the whole roof, but we were gonna pay for the north portion, which didn't have any panels on it. So I think that was in November of 2023. It took a little while to get the roof done. I think it took maybe 2 to 3 months by the time we got everything, ready. Anyways. When we called them back to try to get them to come back and get the panels up, we found out that they went out of business. So now we were stuck with, panels that weren't even on the roof. So we were probably, like, I think between the time they took them off and when we actually got them, I think it was 3 or 4 months, something like that. We weren't having any energy credited to us. Not that there was in the first place. That was a whole nother thing that we had issue with, is that during the summer, it did help a little bit, not enough to offset the electric bill. But during the winter, we were paying more for the installment of the solar panels, or the
loan,
the loan payment, as opposed to the energy that we were consuming. So it didn't make sense, and so that was a red flag for me. Anyways, so yeah, we found out that Titan had gone out of business, and nobody alerted us. Actually, my mom, who was in charge of making the payments at the time, she was having some issues making a payment, so she tried to go to the Titan office to make a payment, And that's how she found out that they went out of business, because the doors were closed and yeah, nobody was there. So we found out, through where I believe it was through the loan provider that they had gone out of business. So my parents were still trying to, or were still obligated to make the payments, even though the solar panels weren't on the roof, even though we didn't get, the compensation that we had agreed to with the roof repairs and everything. And so we decided to basically, get somebody involved, and that's when we called the law firm, and we got you guys involved to try to help us.
Man, what a mess! What a mess! So think back to when you first talked to us. What made you decide to hire a Prevost law firm?
So we tried to initially try to do it ourselves, and try to negotiate with GoodLeap and the loan provider, and we weren't getting anywhere with them. They were very insistent on getting their payment, and we told them, like, listen, there's no panels on the roof, so why we're going to make a payment for something that is not even in place? So it didn't make sense to us, and so we were really having a hard time with that, and it just got to the point where we decided to look for somebody, and we were actually having a really hard time finding anybody here in the state that would take on the case. My wife was she was in charge of doing that, and she just couldn't find anybody. She kept on going through people and kind of coming to dead end, and we ended up finding, I believe she found out through Facebook about Prevost, and so we decided to go that route. And yeah, we called and got an initial consultation and shared our story, and yeah, from there we were able to get some help.
Fantastic. I'm glad you called. So we went after GoodLeap for you. Actually, I even had to file arbitration to kind of get them to do something. And we can't talk about your settlement prevents us from talking about numbers, but tell me, how happy are you with the result?
I'm very happy. Overall, I mean, you guys took everything. I was very pleased that you guys took care of the whole thing for us. Once we basically told GoodLeap that we had hired you guys to take on our behalf, there was nothing that we needed to do. So yeah, we were very grateful to kind of get that mess out of our hands, and very happy that with the outcome, for sure.
Very cool. I'm glad we got you a great outcome. So tell me, what would you say to somebody else who's thinking about hiring Prevost law firm to help with their solar panel case?
I would definitely tell them to hey, give these guys a call and find out for yourself. It's not we didn't have any luck in our state, so we decided to go take our chances out of state, and we were really, really happy with the results. So there's nothing bad on our part there I could say about you guys. If anything, it's everything positive on our end. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you called us, and I'm glad we got you guys a great result. And I really appreciate you spending a few minutes with us, talking about your story, and you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.